The energy of this day is fascinating. It's a crow song. Don't normally get a crow song. I wonder what the purpose is, what the energy movement is of the crow. Like, what could that energy represent for me at this time? I don't know the name of that bird. It's very familiar, though. I think they're communicating with the crows. Crows are often troublemakers. They're very smart and they take advantage of other beings on the planet if they are able to, if they can get away with it. So it seems like they're communicating. They're having a bit of an argument, if you will. Crow flies behind this tree. And the screaming bird moves over to the tree where the crows were, but now they've left. I believe the crows were causing trouble in this neighborhood. Like, they're not supposed to be over here. Like I said, I didn't remember hearing crows recently. So there's some kind of troublemakers. They're shifting energy, causing things to change, making it where people, places, things are uncomfortable. Does that make them evil or wrong? Is causing trouble wrong? I guess it's a question of value. What do we value? And what is trash? What provides momentum? So the energy of this day is relative to the troublemaker, the honored troublemaker. Wayne Dyer used to tell a story about himself when he was a kid. He lived with a woman named Mrs. Scarf. That's what he remembers her as. And she was his caretaker. Wayne was an orphan in an early age. And he lived with Mrs. Scarf in an orphanage. Mrs. Scarf would periodically receive information about Wayne and about what he would be doing at school. You know, he'd get a phone call or maybe a letter or something, you know, about his behavior. And it would, of course, go to Mrs. Scarf. And so one particular day, Wayne he's a child, remember, about 8. And he was listening to the principal and his teacher, and they were talking about him. And the teacher said, you know, Wayne is a scurvy elephant. And a scurvy elephant, you know, that seemed really odd to Wayne. So he told Mrs. Scarf, he said, my teacher today, you know, I overheard her talking to the principal. And she called me a scurvy elephant. And Mrs. Scarf thought that was strange. But she believed Wayne for the most part. And then she decided she would call. She would call the school and find out why someone was calling her kid a scurvy elephant. And so she called, and the teacher told Mrs. Scarf that, oh, that's Wayne. He gets everything mixed up. I said he was a disturbing element, not a scurvy elephant. And of course, that made perfect sense because Wayne gets things mixed up, especially when he was a kid. So right now, I feel the energy in the room is that of a disturbing element or a scurvy elephant. Wayne loves scurvy elephants. People who, you know, were honored troublemakers like the crows. Wayne was a disturbing element for sure. Disturbing elements are necessary. I think we get lost and confused in believing that they are wrong. It's a point of value. It's a question that must be asked and must be answered, and it must be honored. It must be remembered. You have to be thoughtful. And if you are, then what you want will come to pass. You will receive it. You will experience it. Your higher heart energy will be expanded into your awareness, and you'll be able to operate from it. But you have to be receptive in order for that to happen. So this energy today, this is the energy field of a disturbing element, and it feels good. It feels necessary.